Donald Trump's talking about creating an international slave trade. Yes, you heard that correctly. Donald Trump wants to send American prisoners to other countries for a fee. The first point I want to bring up is the way that they package this to sell it to poorly educated Americans. They use the word dangerous. Now, this is a tactic that both political parties have used since the birth of this nation. However, it is the Republican Party of today who is really perfecting this style of fear-mongering. Remember back in the 80s when you would see black faces on the nightly news creating fear in our communities? We would equate black people with criminality, calling them dangerous, thugs, predators, super predators. And this was just a tool to vilify black and brown people in order to arrest them and make the private prison industry boom. For those of you who do not know, the 13th Amendment allows for legalized slavery in the United States of America. The 13th Amendment reads, the abolishment of slavery except, there's an exception, and that exception is when punishment for a crime. Label someone a criminal and we can justify locking them up and making them work for free. Do you see what Trump's doing with immigrants, even those immigrants who supported him? He's putting them in migrant detention centers. He even opened up 30,000 beds at Guantanamo Bay. How does he get away with this? By vilifying them, demonizing them, and labeling them all criminals in the same way that we did black Americans during the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Trump's aspirations would be comparable to the transatlantic slave trade, where human beings became property in chattel slavery, in which they were sold to a country that was not their own. We have so many historical references, it's sickening. And for those of you who wonder what you would have done 400 years ago during the enslavement of black Americans, for those of you who wonder what you would have done during 1930s Germany, well, guess what? Whatever it is that you're doing right now, that's exactly what you would have done. And if you support this guy, you're on the wrong side of history. I promise you that.